Welcome to Mainland Television Regional News. I'm Chrissy Small, and coming up in today's weekly roundup, a man is to face chemical charges after an incident in Richmond. Stoptober initiative to help improve health. Sellout of events for dirty politics Nikki Hager. Nelson is one of 5 in Gigatown's finals, and Sou'westers are in the Australian music charts. Stop Smoking in Stoptober is the Ministry of Health initiative which is part of the way to Smoke-Free 2025. Nelson Marlborough District Health Board strongly supports this initiative, with the 31-day Quit Smoking Challenge designed to help support families and individuals to kick the smoking habit for good. The Nelson Marlborough District Health Board have launched this campaign in Nelson and in Richmond this last week as a lead into the national program that starts on the 1st of October this year. Nelson Marlborough District Health Board Director of Māori Health, Harold Werita, said what they do know is that lung cancer for Māori continues to be one of the highest ranked avoidable causes of death across this district, with the latest census statistics showing that 30.4% of Māori smoke, and which is slightly down from 39.7% in 2006. However, of those in the general population 15 years or older, 13.9% regularly smoke, and this is now down from the 19.3% in 2006. He said they need to build on these positive gains for the Nelson Marlborough District. And if you are interested in knowing more, you can go to the Stop to Burns website, that's STOP2BERNZ website, to sign up for the challenge or contact your local smoke-free advisors to learn more about this campaign, with quit support being available from these local practitioners, local pharmacies, general practice, and the Quit Smoking program in Nelson. You can contact them on 03 546 9097, in Motueka on 03 528 6061, or in Blenheim 03 577 8404. And finally, Quitline, which is a national number, on 0800 778 778. A 44-year-old man is in police custody and will appear in the Nelson District Court charged with criminal damage following an incident in Richmond on Thursday afternoon. Police were called to a shop in Queen Street about 3:30 p.m, where it was reported a man had poured a chemical substance on a rack of clothing outside the store. The offender then ran off and was pursued by members of the public. Detective Sergeant Lex Brunning, who is heading the investigation, said the members of the public gave chase and were instrumental in assisting police apprehending the man quickly. Police cordoned the area around the shop and the fire service decontaminated the scene. The area was closed for about 2 hours. Police are interviewing witnesses this Friday and working to establish what the chemical was that was involved. Detective Sergeant Brunning said the offending was unusual and police were very keen to establish what the motivation for the offending was. Nelson has achieved one of 5 places in the finals of the nationally held Gigatown competition. The competition held by Chorus was designed to find the most deserving town to be connected to ultra-fast broadband using social media forums like Facebook and Twitter to help pump each town using the Gigatown hashtag. Over 5,000 locals liked the Facebook page for Nelson and seemingly embraced the concept, with Nelson sitting in second place for some months, but was then knocked down to 6th position. It was a last-minute comeback on the weekend which saw Nelson scrape back to 5th place, beating off Porirua by an unconfirmed 78,957 points. Mainland's roving reporter Graham O'Brien went to the Gigatown Nelson office to find out where to from here for Gigatown Nelson.
Okay, hi there Nelson. We're down here at the Gigatown office interviewing Karen Lee on the fantastic job that she's been doing for Gigatown for Nelson. So Karen, we'd like to foresee that the Gigatown's now closed, the round one's closed. Where's Nelson at now and where to from here?
Thanks, Graham. First of all, I should say actually there's a really big crew of people who've been working really hard on this, and they all deserve a huge amount of recognition for what they've been doing, from the campaign team right through to all the businesses and all the individuals that have supported us in getting so far. So yes, round one of the competition closed on Wednesday. No, it didn't. It closed on Friday. Sorry about that. At 1 o'clock, and we ended up in the 5th place on the scoreboard. So first of all, the actual results for the final are announced on Wednesday. And then we will know whether or not we have actually made the top 5. It's a very close race between us and Pororoa, and there aren't that many points between us, so we're not assuming anything until Wednesday when we hear the final results. But assuming that comes through and that we've made the final, which will be fantastic and we will be so excited about, we'll be then sitting down to do the next steps for the final itself, which ends in November. And that's going to involve all sorts of things. We'll be sending somebody to Chattanooga in the States. Chorus are arranging that so that a representative of each town can see what a town who's got gigafibre can do. And we'll be working on a digital strategy. We're getting support from the council for that. And we'll also be working on the campaign itself, which will involve everybody across Nelson, and we know that we will get lots of support from everybody who's involved.
Excellent, that's fantastic. Yeah, we're all on tenterhooks until Wednesday then.
We are indeed. Watch this space. And if you want to know what's happening, go to the website www.gigatown.co.nz and there's a countdown clock there.
Excellent, thanks very much. Good luck for all of us.
Thank you.
We sent Graham into town to see if he could find any Gigatown Nelson supporters and what winning this competition would mean for them.
What does Gigatown mean to you?
It's the high-speed network here. It's so I was actually initially part of the movement to try and get it promoted, although I didn't have a lot of time recently after she was born, so I haven't been part of it recently. I hope Nelson gets it. I think it would be really good for the region. I think they could get there's a lot of remote workers here already in IT, and I think it could really help to try to get more in.
It's just a corporate promotion. I don't want to be a part of it.
To do with technology, wouldn't have a clue.
Nothing really. Nothing really.
To me, not much at all, because I'm actually based in Golden Bay, so we've only just got telephones over there. And thank Christ for that, Because we'd rather be on the beach than playing with a telephone.
Great.
I don't know. I've seen it on number plates, but I'm not sure what it means.
Fantastic.
Police in Tasman discovered a speeding school bus with children on board during a first day of road policing operation targeting speed around schools this week. The operation, which will run for the next 2 months, focuses on young drivers and risk factors such as cell phone use and breaches of graduated driver licences. Nelson Bay's Prevention Manager, Acting Senior Sergeant Mike Wardell, said it was disappointing to start the operation by detecting a speeding school bus. He said that drivers are entrusted with the safety of people's children and that he would expect that they would be more aware than other road users of the risks that they faced. Police stopped 121 vehicles over a 12-hour period with a focus on areas around schools at the beginning and end of the day. Infringement notices were issued to 101 drivers. 32 tickets were issued for speeding and a further 18 tickets were issued for exceeding 20 kilometres past a school bus which had stopped or to pick up or drop off children. 13 drivers were found to be breaching the conditions of their graduated driver's licence and 3 were found using mobile phones. Senior Sergeant Wardell said the operation would continue to target high-risk areas over the coming weeks. He said that it's timely to remind drivers that traffic travelling in either direction on the road is required to slow down to 20 kilometres per hour for a stopped school bus. Many people seem to be unaware of their responsibility when they are on the opposite side of the road. Facebook social media has played its part in bringing to justice a 33-year-old Nelson man who is appearing in court this week, charged with 7 counts of theft after security camera footage had been posted by a Nelson business on Facebook last Tuesday. The footage captured the theft of a tips jar from the Sprig and Fern in Nelson's Hardy Street. I spoke with Sprig and Fern owner Lee Fern about the theft. Lee Fern, really good to talk with you. Now, so the power of social media.
Yep, the power of social media, it's sort of proven itself. It's the second time it's happened here too.
Gosh.
Proven itself pretty valuable and a pretty good community tool, I think.
Okay, now when you posted the video, how long was it before you got a response?
First response was 15 seconds.
So that
I was still sitting at my desk on the page when the little icon started lighting up.
Gosh, so you know that's indicative of just how many people use social media all the time.
Yeah, well, we've got 2,500 people that are subscribed to watching our Facebook page, and I think from that 2,500, it's had the videos sort of spread and had 430 shares, and as of this morning, 48,500 views.
It's about the population of Nelson.
So it pretty much is, yeah.
Okay, and so Lee, of course, the offender has been named and shamed and is before the courts this week. What is the message you'd like to give people out there?
Just thank you, really. It's for me it was money that was taken from my staff. It's their money, and putting it up there and having such a huge response is quite overwhelming. It's Spring and Fern is all about community. We try and do as much as we can for the community. Raised about $33,000 for various local charities last year with our quiz night, so that's the kind of thing we do, and just to get that sort of response feels like the community's saying thanks and looking after us as well, so
yeah,
that's pretty awesome.
That is, it's great feedback, isn't it? Lee,
Sorry, I missed that.
It's great feedback, isn't it?
Oh, yeah, you can't measure it really. It's as I say, it's very overwhelming.
Yeah.
Very overwhelming.
Well, Lee Fern, congratulations. I'm glad there's been a positive outcome, and you probably won't get your money back, but at least you get some satisfaction.
Look, for us, we empty the thing more or less daily anyway, but I know there were 6 other cases, 6 other jars that were taken by the same guy. Some of them had a lot more in, so I feel more for those people than anything, I guess. But at least, hopefully, it'll stop it happening.
Yeah. Yeah, well, let that be a lesson to anyone contemplating doing a similar act that, the social network will catch you out.
Yeah, definitely.
Lee Fern, thank you very much for your time today.
Bye-bye, Nick.
Nelson City Council have announced this week that work to reopen 2 of its venues is planned to start, with Opus appointed to oversee the earthquake strengthening and reopening of the Trafalgar Centre and the Nelson School of Music Auditorium. 2 Opus project managers have been appointed so each can focus on the specific requirements of the different venues. The project managers will begin work within the week in order to keep things moving. Nelson School of Music Board Temporary Chair Roger Taylor said that the decision to move forward on the work represents a new start for the school, which will be complemented by a strengthening in the school's governance structure and a reconnecting with the music and wider communities. Mayor Rachel Rees said that the Council and Nelson School of Music are looking forward to working with the 2 experienced project managers from Opus Nelson's office on these projects. The Nelson School of Music Auditorium plan is to complete construction and reopen the venue no later than December 2016, and the Trafalgar Centre plan is to complete construction and reopen no later than February 2016. The Trans-Pacific Partnership Agreement Nelson Action presented the public interest resolution to Trade Minister Grosser last week at the National Party public meeting held last Wednesday. The resolution, adopted by Auckland, Nelson, Tasman, Christchurch and Dunedin councils, protecting the public interest regarding the Trans-Pacific Partnership negotiations, was accepted by the Trade Minister. The organisation, TPPA Nelson Action, was pleased that a bottom line on what the people will accept concerning trade agreements has been outlined to the government negotiators. The Trade Minister spoke to a packed meeting which was dominated by citizens concerned with the issues surrounding the TPP negotiations. Most of the questions were centred on the ability of corporations to sue New Zealand for any law changes in the best interests of the people and our country. A recent example is that of US company Philip Morris taking action against Australia for plain packaging of tobacco, and this is what New Zealand may have to face if the New Zealand government signs up to these kinds of agreements. When asked if the minister could confirm that out of 29 chapters of the agreement, only 5 of the chapters concern trade, Mr. Grosser replied,
"You'll find out when we've finished the deal, and then you can look back."
The concerned people of Nelson communities showed their support for the resolution by attending the meeting and voicing their concerns directly to those negotiating on behalf of the people of New Zealand. A jewel in Nelson's crown is the stunning Tahunanui Beach overlooking the lovely Tasman Bay. Many generations of local families and tourists from all around the world have enjoyed the safety of this top South Island beach. However, a problem that isn't new but which keeps raising its ugly head is that of erosion. The beach has been an exciting place to be with what seemed like massive sand dunes running its length. That is all now changing. We spoke to some members of the public about their thoughts on the erosion.
My name is Stephanie from Mainland TV, and today we're investigating people's opinion about the erosion that is taking place at Tahunanui Beach in Nelson. What are your views on the erosion? Should money be spent on trying to fix the problem, or should nature lead its course?
Yes, I think if we leave nature to take its course, we won't have a beach here in a few years. And it's a very well used beach. As you can see, there are people with dogs and fishing, and it'd be a disaster if we lost it this end. And I think some money should be spent on it. They've lagged behind somewhat by just saying, oh, well, let nature take its course, and this is what we're left with. Burnt the stumps of trees which have had to be cut down for safety reasons.
So how much money do you think should be spent on?
Well, that would have to be worked out by some experts, but it's a reasonably wealthy area, Nelson, and I think it'd be well worth some money spent on it anyway.
I think to a certain extent nature should take its course, but then where there has been planting done further down, I think it has been very effective, so maybe more of that could be looked at. Yeah.
Thank you very much.
A 1975 Crusader caravan was stolen from Nelson overnight on the 4th of September. It's still missing and its elderly owner would dearly like it back. The registration is 907C, so that's 9007C. If you've seen it or have information, please, you can call Nelson Police on 03 546 3840. Author of best-selling New Zealand book, Dirty Politics, Nicky Hager was in Nelson this week and spoke to a packed Theatre Royal on Wednesday night about his new book. Sold-out venues from around the country seem to be the norm for the author, with people from all walks of life wanting to hear for themselves the background story on how this book came to life. And Nelson was no exception, with a number of people upset at not being able to purchase tickets at the last moment, and many more opting to watch the event unfold on a big TV screen in the foyer rather than miss a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity to see behind the scenes of how and why New Zealand politics could have become dirty, according to Nicky Hager. Mainland TV News was there to cover the event and caught up with some of the public for their opinion on what they had heard that evening.
In other words, there are some people in politics who don't think that it's a bad thing when the number of voters goes down every election. It can actually help them. So the other idea which I think that we need to recognise in this is that there's a battle going on which is not between the left and the right. It's between political participation and freedom of speech, and actually suppressing freedom of speech and suppressing political participation. And that's actually the battle line that I see in there.
Can you sum up your feelings in one sentence after listening to Nicky Hager tonight?
I found it really interesting and really thought-provoking, and that I hadn't read the book yet, but I see there's been heaps of letters up to the paper about it, and so you get little snippets of it. So it's been a really good talk. I'm not disappointed at all. Yeah.
And you got the book there?
And I finally bought it. I finally given in and bought it. Yeah, to read it. Yeah, so I know it fully. Yeah.
You know, with so much negative stuff going on in the world, it's nice to hear a man who's written about it come out with such positive attitude towards the future.
It was even more enlightening than all my past experiences, watching John Key being interviewed and telling all these dishonest statements.
Enlightened and positive. There is an answer by being involved and participating in politics. Yeah, use our system.
I really feel sickened at the way this election has gone, and that various politicians have been able to lie to us and brush it all off as if nothing is happening. I think Nicky Hager has lifted the lid on some very nasty goings on in politics. And if he can, if this book that he's just brought out can bring about the cleansing of New Zealand politics, it would be very good.
For those who missed the event, we will have a link to the evening footage up on our Mainland Television News Facebook page early next week. Local musician Ali Cook appears to be on a roll with her band The Sou'westers, achieving their first country music hit this week with their catchy song Lovers Do, which is now up to number 29 on the Country Tracks Top 40 chart. This chart is based on airplay from country stations and shows in Australia. The Sou'westers are also billed as the opening act for Sharon O'Neill's one only Nelson concert on the 8th of November at the Rutherford Heritage Hotel. Musician and promoter Ali Cook said to Mainland News that ticket sales are rocketing and people need to get in quick if they want to see the show. And here is the Sou'westers with their chart-hitting song, Lovers Do.
You smile, maybe me and you, perhaps in a while. If you wanted to, then we can do what lovers do. Every time you're near, this feeling inside, baby, it's so clear, can't be denied. I just want you here, so we can do what lovers do. Lovers walk in the park, kiss in the dark, they're hardly ever apart. We do what lovers do. Lovers talk on the phone, they smooch and then run, won't leave each other alone. We do what lovers do, just me and you. My love will be there. Should you feel concerned, my comfort is here. No, I wanna learn, so we can do what lovers do. Means the world to me, if this love is true. Now the heart's set free, and starting anew. If we both agree, we can do what lovers do. Lovers sharing their lives, no need to disguise the look of love in their eyes. We do what lovers do. Lovers greet the new day in a lover's cafe. Love and live in this way. We do what lovers do, just me and you. Other people say, you know love is blind, and I hope and pray we will both find there will come a day when we can do what lovers do. We can do what lovers do. We can do what lovers do. Maybe me and you, perhaps in a while. If you wanted to, we could do what lovers do. We could do what lovers do. We could do what lovers do.
After the break, we'll bring you the latest weather update and some events and happenings coming up from around the region.
From small cars to trucks to commercial vehicles, we have all the leading brands of tyres, including Bridgestone. A local professional qualified team serve the entire region 24/7. Tasman Tyre Treads, serving Richmond, Motueka and Golden Bay.
Hello everyone, how are you doing? I'm wonderful. My name is Roy Siboni, I'm from Ray White, Richmond, and this is another amazing section I just listed. The benefit for this section is, as you can see, the view behind me is just amazing view, outstanding, and it's just ready to be built and to develop to its potential. As you can see, amazing view behind me to the sea, and obviously also view to the other side of the city. Ready to be built, and you can start planning to build your dream home today. Come and see me and we can talk business.
Hi, my name's Ian Mortimer. Mortimer Auto Upholstery is your one-stop shop for all your upholstery needs. We do car and boat interiors, boat canopies, ute tonneau covers, canvas and PVC fabrication. Call in and see us in Oxford Mews, 72 Oxford Street, Richmond.
Dust off your kilt, shine your dancing shoes and do whatever you do with your sporran. It's time to party the Scottish way. The Celtic Pipe Band's annual fundraiser, the Ceilidh Dance Party, is on Saturday, September the 20th. The evening's fun and festivities include performances from Highland dancers, pieces from the Celtic Pipe Band, and of course there'll be haggis and a bar. This hugely popular good old-fashioned Scottish knees up sells out every year, so don't miss it. You can get tickets from Ticket Direct at the Theatre Royal or at the door. Tickets are $15 for adults and under 18 years are $10 and families are $40. The Celtic Pipe Band's annual fundraiser is on at 7 p.m. Saturday, September the 20th at the Mainland College Hall. You can join Victory's big day out at the library Thursday the 2nd of October at the Victory Community Centre. Free return bus trip to the library. You can arrive at 1:45 p.m. The bus departs at 2 p.m. and returns approximately 3:30 p.m. The cost is free and you can contact the Victory Community Centre to book. Victory families are invited to join in on a fun-free day out to the library during the upcoming school holidays. The Big Red Bus is the double-decker bus which will take the kids and families from the Victory Community Centre to enjoy a range of special activities at the Elmer Turner Library in the city centre. The free event, run by Nelson Public Libraries in partnership with the Victory Community Centre, aims to introduce the Victory community, particularly parents and caregivers, to the wide variety of services for all ages available at the library. On behalf of the team here at Mainland Television News, thank you for joining us.
Hi, I'm John McMillan at the Nelson Power Tool Centre. We have great prices on all the top quality brands of power tool. Tools and equipment at our showroom, 146 Tahunanui Drive in Nelson. The Nelson Power Tool Centre, the specialists that stand behind and service what we sell.
Discover the Belgrove Tavern, just 20 minutes south of Richmond on State Highway 6. A restaurant, functions, weddings, barbecue, garden bar with lots of room for kids. Come and see us.
Nelson Tire Center. Great prices, great service. Buy your own Bryford trailer. All types, all sizes. See Colin Douglas for your tires and batteries.